I'm Walter Cunningham. I remember on the first day of school when Scout explained my money situation to Miss Caroline. I knew about Scout because her father, Atticus, had helped my father out when my father was in legal trouble, and my father had to pay him back by bringing him stove wood, hickory nuts, and other stuffs. Well, anyway, when Scout explained my situation to Miss Caroline, she thought Scout was being disrespectful towards her. So Miss Caroline done went and punished Scout. After that, Scout blamed me for her getting in trouble. So at lunchtime, Scout done went and tackled me in the dirt and was rubbing my face in the dirt to get back at me. But then her brother Jim, he came up and he stopped her. And he asked her what she was doing. And she said that I got her in trouble. And he said, stop. And then Jim, he done went and invited me over to their house for lunch since I didn't have nothing to eat. Well, I couldn't decide whether or not to go with them, so they left and started walking home. When they were halfway home, I finally decided that I would go to their house to get some lunch, so I had to run to catch up. As I caught up with them, they was passing the Radley place, and Jim asked me if I'd have heard of the strange man who lived there, and I told him of course I had. Then I recalled the first year I done come to school and ate one of those pecans by the fence that Mr. Radley done went and poisoned, and I nearly died just from eating that one pecan. When we got to their house, I talked with their dad, Atticus, about farming and crops till the food was served. And then, when Calpurnia the maid served the food, I asked if there was syrup. When she brought it to me, I poured it all over my lunch as I was accustomed to. Now Scout, when she saw that I poured syrup all over my food, she started yelling about how I was ruining it and messing it up. And then Calpurnia, she came in to the table, she pulled Scout into the kitchen and asked her what she was doing and said that I was a guest, and then she punished Scout. After that, we finished lunch and went back to school. I didn't hear much of Scout or Jim or see them much at all till many months later when Tom Robinson was arrested because they said he raped one of the Ewells. And my daddy and a bunch of the other folks from Old Sarum went to the jailhouse because they were going to lynch Tom Robinson for raping the girl. When my daddy got back so quickly, I asked him what happened, and he said he went to the jail, and Atticus was sitting out front just reading the newspaper. And they told him to move, and he said no. And he said to think about what they were doing. And then my daddy told me that Scout showed up. Scout talked to him in a way that made him realize what he was actually going to do, that he was actually going to kill a man over this. And my daddy decided it wasn't worth it. So he told everybody in the mob to go home, and they never hurt Tom Robinson. Around early summer, late spring, everybody in Maycomb went to the courthouse to hear the trial of Tom Robinson. After much deliberating and the lawyers talking that I didn't really understand, the jury came out and declared Tom Robinson guilty. All the black people upstairs were outraged, and they said there was no way he could be guilty. I didn't see how he couldn't be guilty, as he had obviously raped the girl. A few weeks later, I heard that he'd been shot trying to escape to prison. But it didn't really make much difference to me, since he raped Mayla Ewell and he deserved to die for it. After that, things in Maycomb pretty much went back to normal.